Welcome to Realm IQ Sessions, featuring conversations on AI with AI founders, AI leaders, and experts from around the globe covering the intersection of media, technology, Hollywood, and marketing. Please give us a follow and subscribe. This is our host, Curt Doty.
Hey there, newbies. Yeah, it's been a while. I'm firing at the podcast machine again, but this time we're going to close out our season 3 with a series of interviews that I find most exciting, and that is a series we call CLOWD MASTERS. So we talk with leading AI filmmakers from around the world, and yes, it's all about the Cloud Film Fest now. So these guests are curated either by being one of our many judges, or they're contested in the competition, or they're simply doing amazing things with their craft. So today's interview, we talk with Claudia Lalau out of France. And she's an award-winning AI filmmaker, post-production expert. That's her background. And she's based between Paris and Dubai. She's founder of the Bottom Line Agency. And she bridges that traditional post-production craft with AI techniques to create cinematic, story-driven films, commercials, and animated content. She's been doing this for 20 years in post-production and leading teams on major brands. And she focuses on what matters most: realism, emotion, and storytelling that feels alive. So to her, AI is a creative partner that expands what's possible while keeping the human touch at the core. I love that about her and her work. Anyways, she believes that intelligent filmmaking can reshape the way stories are imagined and produced. So let's catch this conversation. Hi, Claudia. How are you?
Hi, Curt. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being on this little podcast with us today. I really appreciate your taking the time to talk about AI and filmmaking. And I'd love to just jump in and ask you about your AI journey. Like, how did you get into it? What's your background? What made you make that transition? And really, at this point, you're becoming a very important voice in the industry. So please share with us.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. So first of all, I started my journey being an animator, like talking about 20 years ago. And I studied it. Like I studied animation, 2D and 3D animation, and I loved it. And I worked for like, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years in just purely animation. But I always like loved filmmaking and production in general. So and there is a part also that I love a lot, which is the visual effects and post production. So I stayed in animation, but I went into a little bit of direction into more post production, and then I started being a post producer. And gradually I became head of post-production in production houses. And I was in the GCC region in Dubai. And I worked like in post-production for 12, 13 years, something like that. And then when I left, I opened my own post-production company. I handled like very heavy post-production jobs in terms of commercials, filmmaking in general. And what's good being a post producer is that you get to work with all the crew in production, like the director, the producer, the all the production crew. Even when you go on set, you get to know everyone, the DOP, the AD, the creative agency, the creatives. So this is what's nice, even the VFX team, and when you hire all the team with you. So what's good is that you really get to know everyone and to work closely with each one of them. So I learned a lot. And I was like getting all this information, and then I opened my own post-production company in Dubai for 2 years. Then I moved to France, basically. And it was about that time when before moving and when I came to France, that AI started, actually all the AI hype. And I was like, I'm always into technology, new technology, always, like even before, whenever like a new update in animation or editing software, I always wanted to learn new stuff. So when the AI started, I was like, this is happening. It's not going back. So I have to learn it now, because I saw the market shift happening, which is happening right now, actually. And so I started learning. And since, I don't know, 3 years now, I've been learning every day. And this is what's nice about it. Like every single day, I'm learning something new. So I studied filmmaking very deeply, and I started doing my own films, my own commercials, and now I'm directing my own commercials and my films as well. So yeah, this is and I created a branch of my post-production company in Dubai, which is still operating. I created a branch here, which is called Bottom Line AI, that handles all the AI work, even the hybrid work, because sometimes we do hybrid productions. So yeah, this is my journey so
Yeah,
far.
no, it's a great story, and I love the fact that you talked about this hype phase, which was really an experimental phase, because everybody and their brother and their sister was all of a
Yeah,
sudden just experimenting and putting stuff up on YouTube and LinkedIn,
exactly.
and the technology in the early days was video wasn't quite there yet, but you could make crazy images, and unfortunately a lot of memes as well. But as the AI video technology started to improve, the storytellers entered into the fray and really started to make short films and stories, and deal with this issue of continuity and character development, consistent characters, scene to scene, and uh, only storytellers and people with a background like yours could really tackle the true opportunity presented at that time, which I call the middle phase, called storytelling. And all of a sudden, the storytellers rose, and the hacks kind of went away,
Yeah.
and people really resonated with these stories that were unfolding before our eyes. And so I think true creative people jumping into this technology helped elevate the platform, all the platforms at that time. And so, what's interesting is, great. Okay. So now we spent, at least the last year in terms of developing stories, testing the platforms, dealing with new platforms every day, new aggregators. And then, many of these AI filmmakers are wondering, okay, so how do I make money at this? And it seems like you've just integrated nicely into your post-production world, your production world, and you're a driver of your own economy, and it's less about distribution of films and monetizing that, but really being in new resources with these new tools. So I'm curious, in that transition, which seems like a successful transition for you, what has been the client mindset, and have your old clients stuck with you, or did you have to go out and find a whole new clientele that understood and maybe was excited about AI and what you're doing with AI? How did that evolve, and how is that being handled?
Well, I think the AI development, evolution, whatever we want to call it, because I lived it, I saw that it went through, I can say, like 3 phases. So the first phase was the experimentation that we talked about, where everyone was like just sharing, look what I did with this tool, look what Nano Banana can get you, look what, like everyone was experimenting. Like you said, even like anyone who didn't touch or don't know anything about production or filmmaking just had access to it. So that was the experimentation phase. And then we went to like real, let's say, half or real production or filmmaking and storytelling. In in the experimentation phase, shooting and production and advertising was still like normally working, because I remember we used to still have like the post-production jobs ongoing and nonstop. Then when we started seeing like real stories and hybrid commercials, this is when we started getting like pitches like from clients. We want to do this commercial fully AI. You know, they were so excited about it, but they never went with this option. So because they were hesitant, like they wanted to do it because first of all they knew that it will cost them much less. Um, and it was faster, like to produce them. But they were like not very comfortable with the idea because by then also we still had the six fingers and, you know, not the normal
Yeah.
natural skin and exactly. so so um so we still had, you know, we had those requests from clients, but yeah, there was this hesitation. And there was the budget issue as well. Like no one knew how to budget their like to code their work. So we were like, we do it per hour, same as we do it with the CGI artists, you know. We do it per shot. So there was this confusion for everyone actually. And after this phase, like especially when we started seeing all the festivals and all the big productions, raising money and funds for like to create like big AI studios. This is when we got very serious like clients and jobs where we got awarded the jobs. But until now, we still have this recently now I was working on a commercial, and the client, it was his first time like using AI. It was a hybrid commercial. It was their first time using AI in their like own commercial. And they were scared, like, you know, and I was doing some psychology, you know, in the process, like, no, don't worry, you will have this, you will have that. We will do some tests for you, although we stopped doing that. We stopped doing tests, but eventually it worked out. But just so you see that some clients are still not very comfortable with it. So yeah, we reached now the third phase, which is the monetization actually. It's still not 100% there yet, but we reached it. So we're there. We're here.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had to, be honest, when this first started coming out, because I'm a creative too. So I have clients, and it's like, I didn't want to be known for AI because then the clients would say, "Oh, you're doing that AI stuff. So that means you're doing it for a tenth of the cost, right?" And unfortunately, I didn't have those conversations, but they were happening. And so I anticipated a race to the bottom, meaning creatives' work would somehow be devalued in this process because of this perception of cost and time savings. When in fact, creative is enigmatic, meaning there's a magic to it, there's a human side to it that has a value outside of any technology solution. And that needs to be compensated for, at normal rates, because people want that magic of creativity.
Exactly.
And last, the idea of you're empowered now with these tools shouldn't diminish the value that you have as a creative providing services for your clients or brands or agencies per se. So, I was fearful, and I, saw a few agencies say, "Oh, we're a AI production house," and it's like, oh my gosh, it seems like that's the wrong choice. And this was, probably a year and a half ago.
Yes.
But I think, things have progressed, right? And there has been acceptance and excitement for brands and agencies to embrace the really cool factor of what, certainly in the commercial world,
Yes. True.
where these things can just do really fantastic solutions that you actually even couldn't really do with CG or production, so it's really expanding the role of creativity. It's not diminishing the value of it.
No, it's not.
So, do you see the same thing? Do you feel that you can hold your price on creativity and not compromise because the perception of the client is such that, oh, it's, you can do it faster and cheaper. So yeah, that's why we want to work with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we face this a lot. Like we lost, and um I don't think I should say we lost the jobs because we didn't accept, like low budgets, and because we know, like you said, the value of craft at the end of the day, and we don't want to compromise on this because this is what the client will see at the end of the day. I mean, for me, like there is one thing that I mean, couldn't provide, or I'm not sure if it will ever will. I'm not sure. Which is the creative director layer. You have all the tools. You can create all the images you want, all the videos you want, but that part where you choose between 50 or 60 or 70 images or videos, it's not AI that will know, which one is the best for your story, which one uh will make you moved, or feel something when you watch my film. So that taste, it's not there. It's not in the AI tool that you are using, because for me it's a tool. I consider it as my production department, AI, but it's not my creative director. So for me, it's still the creativity is still not replaced. And which is something that of course we should code for in every single job we do. And yes, of course, I mean, the AI like sped up the work. It gave us access, speed, but yeah, creativity is what we mainly code for, and our time. Like time is money. So
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're holding the line on that, because creativity is enigmatic. It's
yeah,
mysterious,
mysterious.
uh, and really cool. You're part of the cool kids, right? It's
Yeah,
like people want to work with the cool kids and hang out with the cool kids because we're creative. So we don't want to lose that magic. It's certainly not replaced by a machine. So it's an important distinction in a very disruptive age. And certainly the advertising industry is going through some things. I talk a lot about Hollywood and disruption there, but oh my God, ad agencies are, it's just a blood fest with consolidations and closing down of agencies, and some embrace of AI that they feel they don't need to have these agencies anymore. And it's like it's all very dangerous and very quick and short sighted, I think. And a mistake that to believe that you still don't need people driving this. It's like, no, it's wrong. It's like you don't want to lose the brain trust of decades of campaign experiences and brand creation. And how can you just throw that away and assume that the machines will just do it for us now?
good for you. Yeah, true.
I mean, we were on an automation path with programmatic advertising and all that, which I never really liked or embraced myself anyway, because I like brand storytelling where there's a story, not just a headline and an image, and yeah, we're gonna A/B test 10 of these things and see how they do, and it's about measuring clicks, and it's like, yeah, I think those days are coming to an end. Certainly with agentic AI, where you don't have people clicking on websites anymore. So where's the
Yeah,
click? So
true.
where's performance marketing going at this point? Let's
Yeah,
get back to storytelling, great creative, right? I think that's the opportunity. So I'm glad you're holding the line and keep that value on the creative's time. You talk about the creative director and that being an important role. I see the creative director as a you know uh, conducting an orchestra, right?
yes,
Orchestrating many elements. And with that taste, as you mentioned, I call it the aesthete. They're the ones driving it, right? That's a very human thing. And that's something that really has value, and can't be replaced. Some entry level jobs of maybe social media managers or junior designers and stuff, maybe those go away, but those really experienced creative directors, tremendous value in that
Yeah,
experience.
exactly. Exactly. They are the gems basically. in this
I
this
believe that. Let's take a break.
The Cloud Film Fest invites AI filmmakers from around the world to submit their short films to an international competition and festival built for what's next in cinematic storytelling. The Cloud Film Fest will premiere in Southern California the week before LA Tech Week at the Alex Theatre in Glendale, California, for its first annual AI Film Festival event, October 7th and 8th. AI filmmakers who wish to submit their works for consideration should visit cloudfilmfest.com, that's with a W, and at hike.com, that's with 2 I's. So, stop posting and start submitting. The final deadline is August 19th, 2026.
So I'm not threatened. I've been a creative director for 30 years, and it's like I'm just still doing the same thing. I'm just using these cool new tools. Um, but you talked about these AI festivals popping up all over the world, and that helped elevate the possibilities of storytelling. So yeah, we have a little film fest called Cloud that we're promoting here. And so, we believe in promoting a hybrid approach, figure out that human and AI collaboration that keeps a human, a creative in the loop there, driving it. So, we're trying to do the right thing in terms of anticipating what the future really is and then supporting storytellers who are also embracing that. So I love the fact that you come from post production. You loved working with crews, and I don't think we're going to see any of that go away. It'll just be a complementary tool set to what already exists, right?
True, true, correct. I mean, I still myself hire a post-production team whenever I'm working on commercials. Like one of the teams that I still also see a gap in AI, which is the editor. Like I don't think we can replace an editor so far. I mean, I myself edit, but I'm not an editor. And for example, a sound designer, yes, you can put your sounds as placeholders or as a reference for the sound designer, but that taste and the editing and that taste and the sound design, even music composer, is still not replaced. And I hope it won't, because that's part of the creativity as well. I mean, each role has its like, for example, the colorist. I mean, I hope no colorist will hate me, but it's technical. Of course, there is a taste in it, but there is a big part, a huge part in it, which is technical. But editing and sound design and the feel that you can get from a music composer, that's related to creativity as well, and taste and craft, which is not replaced yet. And I still hire a team like I used to before in the post production phase.
Well, that's encouraging. As I talk with a lot of my friends in Hollywood, and there's going through an attrition there with less production happening in LA, certainly, and less movies being made, less series being made, and they're all freaking out. But none of that was caused by AI, which is really a misdirect, and blaming the wrong people for their plight. And so I'm encouraged by your talk about advertising production, and you still see the value of complete teams, the importance of an editor, of a sound designer. It's like, yeah. So what is changing? It's just really, we're getting some great effects, just like CGI gave us some great tools. Didn't really replace anybody. It only created more jobs. I don't, I think, and created an increased output of commercials and movies, and all of a sudden, they didn't have to be on location. They could do partial CG, and human actors, and that's the same with AI. You can have an AI background and have a human actor and integrate them. So I just don't see it, changing that much. But it takes smart people like you to kind of lead the charge and say, "Yeah, we're thriving, we're working. I have crews. I still work in post production, and it's just making it all happen, orchestrating it, so to speak."
Exactly, orchestrate. I mean, I once wrote about this that yes, maybe there are some jobs that were um, like many roles that were mixed in one, basically, like AI director, for example. But there are roles that were created, thousands of roles that were created because of the AI exists. So yeah, some jobs were gone, like because this is, I mean, it's the normal process. Every time a new technology is here, like there is one job that is lost, but there are 10 that were created in parallel. But it depends on who will see that, and who will accept it and who will embrace it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, if you track, the technology history, it all started with television,
Yeah,
television and radio, and those didn't exist. All of a sudden, think of all the jobs they were created by radio and television, and then the internet, right? And it's just like, yeah, it's only job growth. So things change. Yes, I always tell the story of the transition from silent movies to talkie movies,
yeah,
right? And people don't realize there was a small orchestra or an organist in every movie theater across the country that would play the music to the score to the movie that was playing. And when the talkies came, all those jobs went away. And
exactly.
it led to a rash of suicides. It was very tragic, right? Live, musicians weren't employable anymore in that respect. But somehow we got over it, accepted the fact that, yeah, these movies are
And
talking
moved
to
on.
me and yeah, there's music and it moved on, right? So, there is some, tragedy amidst all that. But again, I'm not seeing that in Hollywood, so to speak, because the disruption there has nothing to do with AI. Um, so you are an experienced post production person, expert, and AI has facilitated many of these aspects of post production and production. So what do you think is missing still? Um, because it's not a one and done situation by any means. But what are your requests to some of these major platforms? It's like these should be really focusing on this because you don't
Yeah.
have that yet.
Well, there is this. I mean, we have like now the full control over the consistency, but we don't have it 100% yet. I mean, when you have a film with like 2 or 3 shots of the same character, or a commercial, that's fine. But when you have this character in like 20 or 30 shots in like longer duration films, the consistency is like, I'd say like it's 70% there. Maybe like I don't want to call them normal viewers, but like the viewers in general, maybe they won't see the difference, but I see it like between the shots. I see like difference in the eyes and the look and the in the facial I don't know features or so. We're still not 100% there, and the characters consistency like not 100%. Although they all say like you see on the uh,
The
everywhere
demos and the
on
ads,
social
right?
media.
It's
Yes,
like
100% but it's not 100% there. That's for sure. Like I'm working on with this every single day. And for like what's missing, and I see like few people working on this right now, which is environment, like the 3D environment, like the 360 basically. So if you are not someone who works on Blender or Unreal, you will face issues with the 360, consistency in backgrounds between different shots. So this is something I wish it can be solved without going into 3D software.
Yeah.
But I see like I'm part of like one of the new AI communities where they are created this platform where it's like the Marble. I don't know if you know them. Word Labs. They created like 360 environment. Um, uh, the quality is not great, I'd say. So I really hope these guys can do a better job. So there is a gap in the 360 environment. For me, there is um, what else? I think mainly this is it. And of course, what we talked about, the creative layer, which is, I mean, you can write your script. AI can help you, whatever Claude or AI agent you're using, it can help you to read to write the screenplay. But once you move from the screenplay to the director shot list, this is where there is a big gap. Actually, it can ask for a shot list, and you can see the shot list. It's most of the time it's so disconnected, and sometimes they inject things that you didn't want, or you feel there is a like misunderstanding of what you have in mind actually. And what you have in mind, I don't know if we couldn't explain it well to AI. I don't know if it's coming from us that we are not being able to explain well what we want or enough, or the AI capabilities, to understand what we want. I don't know if it's, both ways. Yeah, going from a screenplay to shot list to storyboard is still for me the hardest part, and then it's playing after that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, perhaps that there hasn't been enough training yet, because that's a
Yeah,
very specialized process. It's not like, scraping Reddit and all of its libraries to figure out how to write. It's like, screenplays or storyboards is very specific, and
exactly.
obviously usually guided by a creative type, the director, the writer, the screenplay writer,
Back and
screenplay.
forth. Yes.
Yeah, and the experience of the eye and imagining different shots in a new way. That's something that, you know an expert comes with that lens, right? It just isn't conjured up. It can be prompted, because it'll have, a history of, what a fisheye lens looks like and what that means, or worm's eye view, or, a dolly or tracking shot. But unless you know what those shots are, it'll just do something else. And and you, as that orchestrator with that experience, will know how to describe those shots, right? Because it won't just come up with those. They won't say, "Hey, I recommend a dolly shot around this because you have a circular theme." It's like it may get to that conversational type of situation, which is happening in the agents, but you still need that expert in the middle of all of it.
True. 100%.
So, what other trends are you predicting, or what do you see? All this is happening so fast as an industry. What do you see happening in a year or two? How that affects your work, the advertising industry?
Well,
What are those some predictions?
I think, like I remember a year ago, as I said earlier, like we didn't have that much of like full AI advertising production or documentaries. So I think I know like production houses that I know, especially in the GCC, um, that they were still shooting. Maybe 50% less, if not more. But I think, and also maybe I'll be hated for this, but I think it will be like even more, because now every single day we're getting a pitch like we want to do this commercial fully in AI. So the thing that we didn't have a year ago, or even like 3 months ago. So imagine in 1 year what will happen. I think that maybe 80% of, I'm talking about advertising, will be done in AI, maybe 70%, like to be fair. And then the 30% will be between hybrid and like traditional production.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I have to say that's different than what I predict for Hollywood, because I think traditional filmmaking will still continue and thrive and
Yes.
grow. There'll always be those jobs and those projects. And AI and cinema still has to suffer the audience test of whether they'll, attend and, if there isn't necessarily a major star in it that's part of the draw. Not that, it always has to be the case. But um, it's a conundrum in Hollywood, because there will always be traditional filmmaking, independent filmmaking. AI filmmaking is just going to increase the output, and it'll find its audiences in different
Yes.
ways. It may not be the screen, it may be vertical dramas, stuff like that. Um, but advertising is different, right? If
It's
you're
different.
if you're saying most of your pitches from the clients are requesting an AI solution, well, that's the market. That's the market indicator.
Yeah, that's true. I believe the cinema, like filmmaking, like the traditional one, it's mainly, in my opinion, because the actors and and the audience, like they don't want to see AI actors. They are not accepting it yet. Which part of it I understand, because whenever they have in their mind that this person doesn't exist, like it's an AI generated, they lose the connection and being able to feel something. um, i I could get myself, disconnected from this idea, because this character could have been generated or in CGI, and whenever you watch animation movies, 3D movies, or 3D or 2D or 3D, these characters don't exist, and sometimes you cry. Like I myself cry when I watch some
Toy, Toy,
animation,
Toy
right?
Story, come on! It's like, yeah, who
Yeah.
wasn't crying in that, right?
Right, so you can connect to these characters, and they don't exist, and they are like just animation. So for me, same for AI, you can just connect with these characters and forget where they come from, just connect to the story. So I think audience will still not accepting it, but it will come. It will take more time than advertising, for sure.
Yeah. So at the root of that is storytelling, right? It's the storytelling and that human connection, the emotional connection, achieved through storytelling, no matter what medium, is crucial to the audience and that connection, and driving certainly the box office industry to get people in, as they say, butts and seats to watch a movie. Time will tell, and I think animation will lead in that, because people already accept CG characters, so they can accept AI characters, which look exactly like Pixar characters. So
Exactly.
there's literally no difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just no CG involved. It's just conjuring up whole environments. It's crazy. So we're getting to the end of our time here. So I just want to give you the opportunity to plug any events you're going to be at, or public speaking, or projects that are coming forth we should pay attention to, and how people can reach you. We'll put links in the post, but if you want to talk about how people approach you.
Well, yeah, I mean, in addition to the social media links that you will add, they can reach me on my email, and I have my YouTube channel where I talk about AI and the new tools, and mainly the AI workflow more than the tools, because the tools, they keep on changing. So I always talk about the best way to create stories. So this is my YouTube channel, and I have also my Instagram and my LinkedIn, where I'm always active. And for the time being, I'm working on creating a animation series for kids. So it's a very, very like nice one, and it's still. we're still raising funds, and for it, it's going to be like 12 episodes, and so it's a big production. So this is the main project we're working on beside our advertising client projects.
Great. Well, congratulations on all of that. I appreciate you spending a little time with us today to talk about AI, and appreciate your advocacy and your expertise and your background. It's been a wonderful conversation. So thank you so much.
I
And
enjoyed it as well. Thank you.
okay, good. Thank you so much. Keep doing the great work, and protect those creative people out there, and keep those jobs happening in hybrid approaches as we enter the disrupted age of AI. Stay true to creativity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Curt. Thank you so much.
Hey there. So thanks for catching this special edition of CLOWD Masters. We hope you find these interviews interesting. And speaking of CLOWD Film Fest, by the way, submissions close August 19th and judging will begin. So stay tuned on the public voting aspect, which we'll be doing on the RAD TV platform. In fact, you can go there right now and subscribe to the CLOWD Film Fest channel. If you have an AI film you want to submit, there are 2 more links in the post. One to our site, cloudfilmfest.com, and our submission site, which is hike.com, and that's hike with 2 I's. So our event is developing nicely in the fall, in October, in Glendale, California, with panel discussions, with screenings of all the finalists, and an award show, and networking opportunities, all the things you love. And it takes place at the Alex Theater in Glendale. And it's a 100-year-old movie palace that is absolutely gorgeous. I recently visited and saw the many renovations that they've been doing, and it's going to be quite an experience. So check out the Alex at thealex.com. And a special shout out to Miles Williams, the artistic director, and his team, who have been doing a fabulous job for our team. So passes will be available soon. Look for that announcement. And we will see you at the next CLOWD Master premiere. And if you live in SoCal, see you at the Alex in October.
To learn more about CLOWD Film Fest, visit cloudfilmfest.com. That's cloud with a W.
Subscribe to our Media Slam newsletter and learn more about the intersection of design, content, and technology. CurtDoty.co. Branding, marketing, and product development.